everybody. This is Robert Hollis. I want to thank you very much for checking out this Periscope. I'm coming to you live from Laurel, Montana, USA. And the topic that we have here today is, why doesn't it work for me? You know, why does it work for other people and it doesn't work for me? Well, the first thing I want to say to each and every one of you that I'm the life mechanic. And, I went from auto mechanic to life mechanic. Today was Throwback Thursday. And get this, you know what I posted? I posted my check. I posted my check of the very last job that I had as a mechanic. Mid-December 1987. And if you want to really check out, lifemechanic.com and check out the blog, I did a video that yesterday called the $1 Million Question. And a lot of people go out there and they pique interest and they do all kinds of neat things and want to be successful. My goal for this Periscope, really simple, is to help you build a loyal, satisfied customer base, a following, a group of people that basically will help you not only have a residual income, but also by teaching them, you get this leverage of helping other people succeed in every area of their life. And that way you can do the incredible things that you want to do. So the purpose for this is when people first get involved in building and trying to build a following, like on Facebook or Twitter or video views or whatever, and they're doing the $1 Million Question, why it doesn't work for you. Now, I'm saying up front again that some of you are not going to like this Periscope, but I'm telling you, you need to hear it. You need to hear it. And you got to change your framing, your thinking, the way you are, and how you do things to get the right results. Now, with that said, I know that a lot of you have heard things like law of attraction, and some people just call it, being lucky. Why is that person, everything they touch turned to gold? We hear about these things where, everything just works for them. It's just like, I tell people all the time that, my entire life is like a miracle in motion. It's miracle to motion, in motion. I go from victory to victory to victory to victory to victory. And it was amazing because I was talking to Mary Ellen today. And as soon as I got on the phone with her, and she says, "How you doing?" I said, "Blessed and highly favored." And she goes, "You know what? I need to get my 3 words. I got to get my 3 words." I seen Bill Ebert on here, and me and Mary Ellen were trying to guess what yours were. It's amazing, fantastic, and wonderful. But you got to have your 3 words. You got to build that confidence and self-esteem. And one of the things you got to do is it's got to be victory, victory, victory. So one of the things is you got to work on your thoughts of being a giver. Now, one of the things that a lot of you do is you think, listen to me, you think that you're a giver. You think that you're a person that just loves to give and give and give and give. Well, not only is there a thing called law of attraction, but there's also a thing called the law of reciprocity. And reciprocity always follows. Listen, it always follows people that do it. The law works for everyone. You got to be a go-giver. And some of you believe that you give, and you do not. And I'm going to share that with you. So bottom line, the first thing I want to share with you is a little story about me and my mentor, right? So I get involved in being an entrepreneur. I get involved in being an entrepreneur. And when I first got in, I didn't change right away. I was Bobby, the auto mechanic. I was Bobby, the guy that had a chip on his shoulder. I was Bobby, the guy that got tossed from foster home to foster home to foster home. I was the Bobby that didn't have a dad and a mom. I was the Bobby that, wasn't around my siblings. You know what I mean? You got to understand. You got to understand that just because someone gave me a business opportunity doesn't mean that I changed my personality. I was rough. I was one of those guys that just had this mentality that, that I'm going to screw you over first. And then when you screw me over, because you're going to do it. You're going to do it. I know you're going to screw me over. Then we're even. And so not only did I have this chip on my shoulder, but the other problems that I had is I really considered a majority of the people stupid. You know, I had to work on cars and people would bring their cars to me all the time. Didn't know how to change a tire, didn't know how to change their oil. I would run their car out of oil. God, are people really that stupid? I knew nothing about personality traits. I knew nothing about communication. I knew nothing about being a giver. And I know that some of you guys are not going to believe this, but I'm telling you what, you're not only looking at a person that was not a go-giver, but you're looking at a person that was a flat-out taker. Man, I was a taker. And I wouldn't give myself to anybody because I knew that you were going to abandon me sooner or later. And the only reason that I'm sharing this first part of the story with you is because I hope that some of the people that see this video are not that bad. And I'm not trying to be how bad I was when I first tried to figure out how to be a servant, how to be a person that was a go-giver, how to be able to unconditionally love people, how to not be someone that always passed judgment on people. See, this is all stuff that I had to learn. But I not only had to learn it, I had to be aware of it. And so when I first got involved in this and shared, my mentor got to hear some things about me, he was going, Robert, listen, I want to tell you a little bit about my past. And he had a bad past too. And so all of us have people that have taken advantage of us. We've all had people that have hurt us. We've all had people that have let us down. We've all had people that have said bad things about us. And we got all that stuff, right? And so now all of a sudden you get into a profession or you get in, because let's just talk about what your total goal is. Your total goal is to have masses of people come to you wanting to be around you, wanting to follow you. That's what we want to have happen. When they get to know, like, and trust you, listen closely. When they get to know, like, and trust you, they're going to ask you for recommendations. They're going to say, can you mentor me? Can you teach me? What company do you think I should do? What do you think I should say? See, because if you lead by example and you get results, people all over the world are, like I said yesterday, they're starving. They're starving for wisdom, but they're starving for mentorship. They're starving for somebody that can lead by example, that are really, really, really true, honest people. Now, in the world we have a lot of what we call, guess what? Wolves in sheep clothing. There's a lot of people out there that are pretending to be the go-givers, but they're not. They're not in any way, shape, or form. And I'm going to tell you, if you're doing things the way they're doing, why it's not working for you. All right? So my mentor shared me this thing. He said, Robert, don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. Let me tell you exactly what's going on, right? And he said, listen, I want you to think about a scales of balance. So, we see the Lady of Justice with the blindfold, right? And she's got this, in her hand, and she's got the scales of balance. Now, don't lie to yourself. That's the worst thing to do, is lie to yourself. See, some of you got a scales of balance when it comes to being an entrepreneur. And on Facebook and social media and giving and to build an audience. And some of you think that you're a go-giver. But the law of reciprocity is not happening for you. Are you understanding that? So you used the $1 million question and you're not getting the results. You're asking people to watch the videos for you, and they're not. You're asking people to do a huge favor for you, and they're not interested. Wow, this one's going to hurt. So people are like, Robert, you walk up to anybody on the street, anybody on Facebook, I can call anybody on the phone. Do I say stuff around and before it? Oh, absolutely. But every company that I've worked for, the customer service department, the people that are making the decisions in the company, they love me. And I'm not saying that they love me just to brag. know they love me. I will call them out of nowhere. I did yesterday. Called up the company and said, hey, she says, hi, this is Tammy. How you doing? I said, Tammy, great. The reason that I called is I just wanted to let you know how much I really appreciate everything that you're doing. She said, well, thank you very much. And I said, listen, that is the only reason I call. She goes, wow. Okay, so how can I help you? That's it, Tammy. That's all I want. And I said, I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. I really appreciate everything you're doing for me. And she goes, that's so nice. And I said, can I ask you a couple questions? She said, sure. I go, how long you been with the company? She said, 12 years. I said, man, I bet you've seen a lot of changes. And she goes, man, I can't tell you. In the last year, it's just been crazy. We changed more in the last year than we did the past 12 years, 11 years I've been with the company. And I said, well, you're doing an outstanding job. I love the way you treat people, and I just wanted to call and tell you that. She said, okay. I said, thanks, Tammy, and I hung up. Now, a lot of people do that. And then they ask for something. You know, it's like this little setup that we do. Hey, I'll get the click in my mind. It's like an empty gesture. It's like an empty gesture. What can I do for you? Oh, well, you could do this. No, I was just kidding. When I said, hey, how are you? I really wasn't interested in knowing. And when I said, if there's anything I can do for you, that's just something that I say. It's not something that I meant. It was an empty gesture. And now I'm going to bring this home to the $1 million question now. So if you've gone through your whole entire life, you're just being a new entrepreneur like I was 28 years ago, then I want you to imagine in your mind, and not what you think. I want you to imagine in your mind that the scales are tipped like this. This is how the scales could not be more tipped against you. Listen to me. The scales could not be more tipped against you. And every day, all day, you got to be thinking of ways to do a kindness, to be a giver. And you're posting to reach out and say happy birthday to people. You got to think every day how much that you got to put stuff on the other side of the scales. And you got to do it all day, every day. Now, some of you are going, well, how long do I have to do this? Wrong question. Wrong question. The people that change the world, the people that make a difference on this planet, the way you can alter and change everything about you for the better is you got to tip those scales, man. You got to tip them. So my mentor was nice to me. He sat down and said, Robert, listen, based on your story, who you are, how you think about people, you're really, really, really going to have to do some stuff to switch the scales. You're really going to have to be a go-giver. And you're going to have to give without expecting anything in return. What? Yeah, you just got to believe that God set up the master plan. There's a universe out there. And if you just can give all day, every day, that the law of reciprocity is going to come into the effect. That the stuff that is going to be given to you and help you is probably not going to even come from the people that you help the most. And the people that you help the most are probably going to be the ones that are going to stab you in the back and say bad things about you. What? What? This doesn't sound like fun. Hey, get over it. And I'm like, now wait a minute. I just don't get that. No, help everybody. And so when I got involved in this profession, anyone that asked me, it didn't make a difference if they were sidelined, if they were in different companies, if they hurt me, if I didn't think that they were a go-giver, I gave it to them anyway. And I just had to learn to be the individual that was giving all the time. And not to pass judgment on people and love people unconditionally and just learn to be a better person. I don't want to offend anybody when I say this, but, I just remember in that part of my life always asking myself, what would Jesus do now? That's sort of a lost thing that I've heard for a while, whether you're religious, whether you have a different belief. But if you look at the role model that, Jesus did while he was here, he was constantly doing stuff that everybody else said he shouldn't do. Did you hear that? He constantly, you shouldn't be allowing that prostitute to wash your feet with her hair. You shouldn't be, eating without washing your hands. It was all this stuff that he constantly was doing for other people that other people said, well, I wouldn't do that if I were you. I wouldn't do that if I were you. And even in the last days, when someone, turned around and stabbed him in the back and sold him for a few talents, you know what I mean? It's like, listen, forgive them, for they not know what they've done. It's like the guy is saying, don't blame the stupid people. Don't blame the haters. Just give anyway. And he gave the ultimate gift. Now, I didn't plan to say that, but I was trying to think, wow, where do I get this? Where's the role model that I get this from? So now, watch this, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to use it toward the marketing part, it always seems like the companies, the marketing materials, the people that give the most are the people that build this incredible loyalty. Now, I'm going to get some people, and I'm going to give you 2 examples, and I'm going to get some people that are going to go, I think this is stupid. But think about this. Apple, according to the last things that I heard, Apple's got more cash revenue, more cash than any company in existence. Apple has the ability as a company to buy countries. Now, here's something, being a PC guy, being a Microsoft guy, I want to tell you something that I really found out about Apple. Is when I got involved in Apple, their customer service is unlike anything I've ever seen. And they constantly give me free updates. I never got those with Microsoft. And I just constantly got them to seem like they were always going the extra mile. They always seem to be going the extra mile. And Dell Computer and Toshiba and all these companies out there are going like, we don't get it. We don't get it. Our stuff does more than theirs. It costs less than theirs. I don't get it. Why would people pay more money for a product that does less than ours? Go givers. Steve Jobs is constant. He's gone down in history for this, of being like a person that just would beat up his staff and the company and his employees and all of this stuff because the product needed to be easier to use. The product needed to be easier to use. It needed to look better. It needed to function easier. Their whole goal was to give more than anybody else. And everybody laughed at them. You know what? They only got, 4% of the market. They only got 3% of the market. Yeah, but we're going to make the product better. We're going to make the product better. And it's a word called Kaizen. Kaizen, the never-ending improvement. You're constantly working every day at becoming a better person, a better human being, a better go-giver. So to show you how much this works in life is that all of a sudden, United States and Japan have a battle. We go over there, drop giant bombs on them. And guess what? A professor, Deming, this professor of economics, was hired by our government to go over and rebuild Japan's economy. Can you believe that? To rebuild their economy. And he went over there and he said, listen, you don't have to beat them at war. I'll tell you exactly how to beat them. All you got to do is make it 1% better. You got to make products and we'll sell them to the United States and we'll make them better. If we just keep making things better, never ending, not what we have to do. See, this is what people do in marketing. Well, I'm just going to do as little as possible. Why? Because you were taught to do that in your job. A lot of people, I'm not going to say all of you, but most people do exactly as little as possible on a daily basis, waiting for the law of attraction and reciprocity to kick in. I don't have to do these periscopes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do got to do these periscopes. I learned a new way to give more and give more and give more and touch more people and give more free wisdom to more people. I got to create more content. I got to create more value. I got to create and give and give and give and give and give. Because if I know I do that, I kicked into the law of reciprocity. I kicked into the law of the universe giving back. I kicked into the law of attraction. So now I got people that I don't know, out of nowhere. I seen Lori on here. So Lori Monson, out of nowhere, calls me up. Hey, I've seen your videos. I really appreciate your videos. I would like to work with you. Okay. Talk to her and her husband, Steve. They get in, bam. Hit one of the first corporate top positions in 10 days. And it's like, yes, that's the kind of people I want to attract. And then you got other people out there that they're just takers. See, they just constantly just take, can I have another game plan? Can I have some more of your time? Can you talk to me again? Can you pump me up? Please, please, please. And they're just takers. They don't use the word, the $1 million question. They don't believe in it. They don't want to give the other people. And then they have absolutely no results. And what changes? Nothing. Nothing changes. They get another company, another opportunity. They're still not doing anything because they didn't get up one day and say, you know what? Just like I did, I'm going to outgive God. I'm going to outgive God. People are going, that's impossible. Yeah, but if I try every day, all day, I wonder what could happen. And I get in company after company after company and go to the top and break records and go to the top and break records and attract all these people. You know what I mean? Everybody else is trying to go out there and try to convince other people to do different stuff. Me, I'm just giving and people come to me. So going back to the Deming story really briefly, they started building car manufacturers like Nissan and, Toyota. And the Toyota vehicles come over here and everybody laughs at them. But they were built so good. If you see my paycheck, it was from Toyota. Why did I work for Toyota? It paid more than any car dealership. Why? I'll tell you why. A lot of people don't know this, but when you work at a car manufacturer, you only get half of your hourly rate if you're working on vehicles that are under warranty. And at the time that I was an auto mechanic, Ford, Chrysler, and General Motors were not making good cars. They were not making good cars. So guess what? They were making just as little as possible. They were making them cheap. They wasn't, the employees wasn't being treated well. So since the employees wasn't being treated well, then they just hardly worked. And they started making not super top things. The Toyotas came out here and they were lasting for 30,000, 50,000, 50,000, 75,000, 100,000, 150,000 miles. And the word got around. The word got around. Wow, you want to buy a vehicle that costs a little more money? See, everybody else was going. Now you see the commercials today, and what is it? Listen, we're better than the Toyota Camry. We're better than the Toyota Camry. We get better gas mileage. We're better. We're better. And they don't give you any rebates, and they cost a little more. And people go, I don't care. I'm getting a Toyota Camry. And guess what was just funny on the news to get off that subject? Right now, everyone's freaking out because they started realizing that, all these, ISIS and all these, these bad people on the planet, they're buying Toyota pickups. Can you imagine having such a good reputation of building such a great vehicle that even though the trucks are a little more expensive than maybe Ford, Dodges, and Chryslers, that they'll turn around and buy Toyota trucks? So we see all these bad people all over the planet, and they're driving Toyota pickups. So that goes to an Edward Deming way back. You know what? Someone got a better history than me, probably back in the 60s or 50s, where he said, you want to destroy the United States, just build stuff better. Make it better 1% every day, and you're going to get it. Now, how does this relate to you being an entrepreneur? How does this relate to you building a following? How does this build everything to come to you very, very fast? Melinda, thank you so much for all your posts. I really appreciate you. And so one of the things is think about this. So when I first started getting into social media, we'll just call it social media, but I want to say, slash Facebook, right? I had to go look up this name right away because people remember me and teaching it when I first got on social media. And I'm going to say it the best I know how. His name is called Paulo Coelho. Now, I believe he wrote the book called The Alchemist, right? And so you spell his last name Coelho. All right? So it's Paulo, Paulo, and then Coelho, Coelho. All right? Now, I just went to his website before I got here. I'm sorry, his Facebook page. And he's got 26,991,997 followers. And this guy posts. And I mean, the guy does not stop posting. And watch this. Listen to the one that, pretty good for us just getting on here, right? And listen to this. He put, he's thanking them. I thank all of you that have lied to me, because you've shown me how much truth is powerful. I thank all of you for lying to me, because now I know truth is more powerful. And what's so amazing is if you look at any of his posts, now look at this. He did this 8 hours ago. 8 hours ago. 33,483 likes. 8 hours ago. 7,222 shares. If you gave every day and did it just to give, and you had 7,200 people sharing a post that you did, you don't have to worry about people following you. You understand? He's not only an author, but every time he writes a book, it goes #1 in the bestsellers list. Why? This guy tells people that he's given to. And then all of a sudden he says, hey, listen, oh, by the way, I'm coming out with the new book, Whammo. You know somebody else that has done this? Oprah Winfrey. Bill Lever talks about it all the time. It's the Oprah effect. Do you know that she helped, when she started the book club, her book club, she helped 72 books go to #1 on the New York Times best-selling book list. 72 books. And I remember watching her show and not paying for it. I remember, going on her website, not paying for it. I remember going on her YouTube channel and not paying for it. I remember doing master classes and not. Now, I know that you guys know a bunch of people. And you need to find leaders that give. And I mean they give. They don't give like you. They give. Give. And I would like to challenge you guys. I would really like to challenge you guys. And I got a couple of quick other things to say. Now, this is going to go totally against some of the stuff that I know that you guys know. But I used to have Matthew. Thank you very much, Matthew. You're on here, my son. And one of the things I used to do with Matthew is I used to find, nice pictures, and then I would have Matt put my logo on it. And then I would have Matt put my name on it. And I would post those. And then all of a sudden I realized that when I post those, I would get no likes. I would get maybe one comment. And I would get no shares. And I'm like, wow, other people are doing it. I wonder why it's not working for me. Why isn't it working for me? Well, a person's not really interested in promoting you. So if you got to put your name on everything and you got to put everything on everything, then why would they share it? They're looking at it, yeah, looks like they're just promoting them again. So I learned from that. Does that mean on everything? It does not. But it has to be in proportion on the scales. You see what I mean? It's got to be really in proportion in scales. Now, cropping somebody else's picture, and putting it up, I don't know. I'm just in my mind sort of going, so what do? I want to tell you what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So if I see something that I really like that's really inspired, well, first thing, I would like a lot of likes. So I like a lot of people's pages. Not only do I like a lot of people's pages, but I like a bunch of their comments. I make positive comments on a lot of people's posts. Why? Because I just want to do a lot more what I would like people to do for me. I want to give and get what I want to give. So if I want more likes, I got to do more likes. If I want to do more, have people comment on my stuff, I got to do more comments. If I want people to share my stuff, then I better share some people's stuff. And I better find other people that are doing it. And guess what? It's just pretty amazing, isn't it? So all of a sudden I started doing posts. And when I started doing posts, I thought, well, if I find a really good saying, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type down that saying, and then I'm going to go over to Google Images and click on Google Images and search for that saying. And lo and behold, whammo! A lot of people have created some really good sayings. And they're givers. They're givers. They're givers. So they didn't take the time to put their name on there. Check me out of imthebest.com, and check out my link. No. There's people out there that are just givers that create some of the most incredible graphics and incredible sayings, and there's no author on there. There's nothing. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to go exactly the opposite way. I'm going to turn around and start posting posts, and I'm going to go back to my page here. And I thought I'm just going to go back to my post and start, trying that. And I'm going to go back here a couple of days because I'm sure not like Paulo Coelho. So I posted one on the 18th. I got to go back a couple of days, right? And so I find this one and it says, you're not born a winner. You're not born a winner or a loser. You were born to be a chooser. All right? I post that. Nothing on it. Just be inspirational, feed into people's lives, and see what happens. I got 314 likes, 12 comments, and 144 shares. Now, what do I try to do? I try to go through the people that shared it and go through each and every one of them and go, thank you for sharing, thank you for sharing, thank you for sharing. Because I want to give back to people that took the time to share my posts. This is giving it forward. This is getting people to know, like, and trust you. It's so funny. I just seen, all of a sudden people are now posting on it. But one of the things is I just want now, for those of you that, are sharing stuff, sometimes what you do is you might share too much of somebody else's other stuff. See, now this is sort of times to being a little lazy. You know what I mean? So if you're constantly just posting all of one person's stuff, then that's better than not doing it at all. But still, you want to say, okay, I'd rather come in from a lot of people. A lot of people. See, I want a lot of people coming to me. You know what I mean? So I want to post some of Eric Worre stuff, and I want to post some of Ray Higdon's stuff, and I want to share some of Lisa Grossman's stuff. I want to find people, Tony Robbins. I want to find people out there that got, and Steve Harvey, man, he's putting out some incredible stuff. And I just want to go out there, and I want to start giving to people that are other go-givers. Does that make sense? Now, I know a lot of people, when they talk about the $1 million question, now to close this out, is one of the things that I had no problem with. None. And I shared this on a Hangout. And, Lori, I want you to give me permission, if you're still on this, to share people your audio. And I shared in the $1 million question that I made it all about somebody else and humbled me. I make it all about somebody else. So when I got in, I knew I was a broke auto mechanic. I was a desperate auto mechanic. And I had no problem promoting and edifying someone other than me. I did not want to be the deal. None. And so since I didn't want to be the deal, it was easy for me to say, hey, listen, I was not fearful and worried about people asking me questions. Why? Because I could immediately say to them, listen, I'm just an auto mechanic on workman's comp. I'm not making any money, but I'm extremely excited and happy to be working with this guy named Bill. You know what I mean? And he is helping me, and he's done this, and he's done this, and he's done this, and he's done this. And I'm working directly with him, and I can get you, if you're interested after watching these videos, to talk to him. You see what I mean? And so, so I started listening to people's audios, and what they're putting out there. And they're like, hey, listen, you know what? I'm really excited because me and my wife just started a company. And it's like, so what? See, they're trying to make themselves the deal. They're trying to be the deal between the deal. And because their promotion and edification is not there, in fact, how many of you have difficulty of promoting and edifying yourself? So I brought it up on a Hangout with Melody Riva right before this, and I just said, listen, you know what? If you're a kind of person that is excited about working with somebody other than you, then you got to master the ability of making that person bigger than life. You got to be excited about working with that person. You got to be able to promote and edify that person. You need to know their story inside and out, and you got to become the number one promoter of that person. That's the difference between Robert Hollis and a lot of people that watch this Periscope. Because there's something in you, and you got to figure out what that is to make sure that the world and the universe and the law of reciprocity comes back to you. Your number one thought, and you don't realize you do this, and maybe this is a good way to, thank you. I got a nice voice there. Go back and look at your Facebook wall. And if you're good at lying to yourself, get a couple of friends to look at your Facebook wall. And if you're going down there and you're not promoting and edifying anybody, you're not doing the magic question, a $1 million question, correct? No. If you're doing nothing but trying to be a salesperson by promoting a product, promoting a company, promoting a comp plan. I know a guy, and I hope that he sees this, Dave. This guy thinks that you can build a group by doing a analytical graphic on which comp plan pays better than the others. And I'm going like, go to 16personalities.com and find out that there's 15 other personalities that don't care. You see what I mean? It's like when you're telling a story now if I was promoting and edifying Donald Trump, maybe it would be different. But when you turn around and you tell somebody, well, hey, have you heard about Donald Trump? Or have you heard about Hillary Clinton? We're going to watch this go all the way down. Why is some of the other people, think about this. Why are some of the other people right now that they're pulling out? They only got 1 or 2%. not because they're just not good at telling their story, but it's almost like you got to be the deal. You know what I mean? Carson, Dr. Carson, a brain surgeon for a pediatric brain surgeon, a child brain doctor. He's not very good at standing up there and telling people, I'm the deal, I'm the deal, I'm the deal. Because he doesn't tell everybody that he's the deal, then everybody's like, oh, well, he's a doctor. All right, great. I don't know how you build a following. Yet you can have somebody like Donald Trump, and he's got this massive following. Why? Because he's an entertainer? No, when you really get to know the guy and listen to the guy, he's good at promoting and edifying everything. I've seen this guy on stages for companies, and they'll hire him because when he gets on stage, this is the best company on the planet, and you better believe it. He's good, and he gets paid money to promote and edify other things. He gets to put his name on it and promote and edify other things, right? So like I said, I challenge you, you go look at your Facebook page or have other people, to be honest, and scroll through all of your pages on Facebook, your post on Facebook, going back a week, and really ask yourself, are you just a salesperson? Are you just a person looking to get someone to buy your product? Are you just a person that's trying to get somebody in your company? Are you the kind of person that is not promoting and edifying anyone? I know this whole group of people on Facebook that it would kill them to promote one of my videos. See, they would rather take notes on my video and then do their video with their stuff on it to their group. I'm sure not going to share somebody else's video. Are you kidding me? I need to be the deal. And so they get what they're doing. Now what they do is they recruit a bunch of people around them that also are not promoting him or her, and they're creating their own videos. Why? Well, because they go, wait a minute, I heard this stuff on somebody else's video, and they don't want to promote anybody else. They want to be the deal, so then I'm going to be the deal. And so then they go out and try to promote an event or something of theirs, and then no one gets on the conference call. You really know you're around a group of people that are not promoters and edifiers when you consistently get on the same call, you get on the same hangouts, and the same people are there. If we wanted to get on a spiritual level, it'd be like you're a pastor of the church, and the same people show up every Sunday and Wednesday, and they don't bring anybody. Wow. So then the church is not exciting, and it doesn't grow, and it starts going backwards, and it can't, give money to people in need. The church is not giving because the congregation's not giving. And maybe in a lot of example, maybe the person that's running it is not leading by example. Because they're probably too busy talking about them instead of promoting and edifying somebody bigger. Pretty interesting, don't you think? So anyway, for some of you, you got to learn to be a go-giver. I can't imagine my mentor saying, hey, Robert, guess what? Yeah, I'm going to do a conference call at this time. What's the number? What's the pin? And then I'm not exaggerating. Until the time of that call, of me getting on that call. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe. Bill Gould's going to be on this conference call. You got to get on it. This guy's made this amount of money. He's done this. He's helped me. You got to be on there. The way that I made so much money is I wanted to get as many people as I possibly could, as fast as I could, in front of the guy that had the wisdom and the knowledge that helped me. I'm not a genius. I just got common sense. And then I see other teams that are struggling and other people that are struggling. It's because their team that would be the last thing. They see a list. Hey, Melody Riba's doing a hangout. Here's the deal. Right. Let me say, what time is it? Yeah, I probably will get on there a little late. Yeah, same stuff, different day. And you get on there with no guess. So then you go out and try to do the $1 million question. And you're not a go-giver. You don't go the extra mile. You're not putting things on the other side of the scale. You're not giving. And so when you go out and do the $1 million question, you go, hey, listen, maybe you could do me a huge personal shut up. I'm not interested. Wham. And you're like, this doesn't work. No, it works. Reciprocity, caring, giving works for everyone. Like Gandhi and Mother Teresa and Princess Diana. It works. Bill Gates can be the worst person on the planet. And then all of a sudden get married to Melinda, have a couple of girls, step off the board of being the CEO of Microsoft, then goes out there and starts giving. Now, guess what? There's still people that don't like him. This guy's giving, billions of dollars, $10 billion, $20 billion, $50 billion, and then all of a sudden, tipping point happens. It happened for me. It'll happen for you. It'll happen for everyone that continues to be a giver. And all of a sudden, it's like Warren Buffett says, you know what? Bill Gates got this figured out. I'll just write him a check for $38 billion. I'll just take all my money and just give it to him. And then all of a sudden, 125 kids, under 50, under 40, that are billionaires, want to be on Bill Gates' billionaire club and dedicate to giving away over half of their income. He had to give for a while until it flips. Some of you are not going to get this. And you're going to say, I think I'll start giving maybe tomorrow. I think that I'll start giving maybe next week. That's not the way it works. You got to give till it hurts, and you got to give some more. And you got to continue to give and give and give and give and give. Do I want to do videos all the time? Do I want to get on, take a shower? Do I want to get all dressed up in my Tommy Bahamas and just can't wait to pour my heart out to people? No, there's other things that I could do. A lot of things that I could do. Some of you are saying, I'm not going to do this, because, and everything starts with an I. Because I don't look good, and I don't have the right lighting, and I don't have a phone, and I don't have enough time, and I'm not good at technology. And you see, you just fill up all the excuses not to be a giver with the word I. But it's the opposite of the I am statements. I am powerful. I am good enough. I am worthy. I am powerful. I am competent. I am capable. I got to be a go-giver. I got to start producing content. So to close this up, a little shout out to Ray Higdon, Eric Worre, people that I'm now looking at, Brendan Burchard. If you look at these guys, and the first thing that you do is you go look at their YouTube channel, and you're like, wow, Eric had over 8,000 people. Then he all of a sudden stood up in front of the room. When Tony Robbins showed up to his deal and Bob Proctor showed up, now Richard Branson's going to show up. Why do these people now showing up? Because he was a go-giver for 8 years. He did a video. He just kept giving content for free. And he kept doing it, and kept doing it, and kept doing it, and kept doing it. And 200 people showed up, and then 400 people showed up. And then 800 people showed up. And everybody's going, wow, look at Eric Worre. He seems to be a little lucky. I ain't going to that thing. He'll steal all my people. He's doing generic training. Then he reaches out to me. He's a go-giver. Do you know that Eric Worre was the very first person to do a review of my book? It came out on what is it called? The Kindle. And get this, he was flying. And he bought my book and gave me a book review and sent it to me before I even got it out there. He was the very first guy to grab the book, very first guy to download it, very first guy to do a book review, and then he posted it on his site. Wow, you can fall in love with a guy like that. Ray Higdon's the same way. So I challenge you guys, try to keep up with Eric Worre and Ray Higdon and me. Try to keep up with our giving. Because if you want what we want, if you want what we got, how many people would like to make millions of dollars and give millions of dollars away to charity? It's simple. It's a simple path. You got to start learning to be go-givers. So I think that I harped on you enough about this, but I need you to understand. If you have other people and look at your deal and go, who am I promoting? Who am I promoting? And when you're dealing in the affiliate world, not to get off pace here, but when you're dealing in the affiliate world, all of a sudden, that's when people get it. So people call me up all the time. You wouldn't believe it. Hey, Robert, I just wrote a book. Oh, okay. Hey, I just did a video. Okay. Hey, I just did an interview. Yeah. Could you promote it for me? And I'm in my mind going, have you promoted my book? No. Have you promoted any of my videos? No. Wow. That's how stupid and clueless people are. They want to build a brand and have everybody come to them and buy from them, but they don't want to promote and edify nobody. Wow, that's stupidity on a whole different plane. Never underestimate the power of stupidity. So ask yourself, are you a go-giver? Are you putting enough on the scales so you get that tipping point? Because guess what? Every successful person on the planet has this same story, and I'll close with this. Wow, it's like overnight, Mary Ellen, boom! You became successful. It's like, wow, Robert. It's like all of a sudden, wham, you're successful. Everybody goes, well, I didn't even know who they were. And then it's called the tipping point. There was a book written about it. And it's these people that consistently give. Go the extra mile. When successful people, do what successful people do, and you get what successful people got. Gary Vaynerchuk, if you're not involved in the network marketing and the MLM world, try to keep up with Tony Robbins putting out content. You see, everybody wants to be successful. They just want to be selfish first and then get a following. It doesn't work that way. So if you're asking the $1 million question the way I share it with you and it's not working, I'm sorry. I told you I was going to beat you up. So, and I'll say this last part. I said to a person just recently, and I felt bad for saying it, and then when I went back to them, they said, no, thank you for saying that. I go, let me ask you a simple question. When is the last time that you did anybody a favor? When's the last time that you went out and did a non-selfish act of kindness for another person expecting nothing in return? See, the reason that when you guys say, hey, listen, can you help me out? No. Hey, could you do me a huge favor? Never. Hey, will you introduce me to some people? No way. Do you know who you are? You just take, sell, take, sell, take. There's no way I'd introduce anybody to you. And some of you are going to say, well, I think I better quit. I better not do this anymore. Please don't. You're a unique individual that God created in your story, in your voice. can help a lot of people if you can fall in love with giving. Finding people's wisdom, getting out of your own way, becoming an apprentice for a while, and promote and edify other people's stuff. That's what I did. I did that for years before I stepped up and did it myself. Tony Robbins did it for 10 years with Jim Rohn. When you really find the people that are successful in everything in life, they one time was an apprentice and they sold out. And they didn't do it expecting that person to give back to them. They did it because they understood the laws of the universe. They understood God's law. They understood the law of reciprocity. And they believed in it. They fell in love with it. And they said, I'm just going to be a go-giver every day. And I know that I know that I know that I'm going to experience my tipping point. And overnight, everything's going to be okay. So I hope you enjoyed this. Another tangent. What am I going to talk about tomorrow? Someone already shared this with me. How do you follow up? How do you follow up with people? That's what I'm going to cover tomorrow, is exactly what to say and do to follow up on people. And so, again, that's why people give me their whole entire list. I'll call, hey, listen, would you do me a huge favor? Yeah. Do you know of anybody? Yeah. Man, I know you. I know how you take care of people. You love people, even if they stab you in the back and walk away and say bad things about you. You still love them. You don't say anything negative about people. You're awesome. Yeah, here's a name. So there you go. So I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for participating. Make sure you share this with everybody. For those of you that want to get some excellent karma, yeah. I don't expect you to, though. I don't expect you to. I always are taking this as fast as I can, posting them back on my blog. Shout out to Becca Robinson and Bill Eber for doing such an excellent job on my blog. But go out there and try to be a go-giver. Try to outgive everyone. And if you do that, I promise you, God's not a discerner of persons. If he blessed me and he's blessed others I know, he'll bless you too. He'll even bless you even if you don't believe in him. So take care. God bless. Thanks a lot for the hearts. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.